Another bright and early morning. We're off. Back to the Cleveland Clinic. See what they can do for my poor wife, who isn't feeling very good. Walk up the house. On our way. About an hour trip. We'll see how she does. 25 degrees this morning. It's chilly. I said winter is here. You've been out of the hospital now for, what, 2.5 weeks?
Well, 2 weeks today.
2 weeks today? So, her surgery was on the 17th. Today is, I think, November 6th, or December 6th. Phew, time's flying. And Val's still very sick. So, your tummy's not feeling good this morning?
Never. Every morning I wake up and I'm just so nauseous. I feel like I'm going to throw up constantly. And I don't know why.
So this car ride isn't helping any either. And we got a long ride ahead of us. We just started the journey. So about an hour from now, we'll be arriving in Cleveland at the big old Cleveland Clinic campus. And we'll be seeing the doctor again. And see if there might be some underlying issues going on here. A lack of certain nutrients or something getting into her system.
Infection, I don't know, but something is making me so nauseous. I can't stand it. It's hard to eat and it's hard to drink. They want you to stay hydrated, and I have to gag everything down. It feels like it's going to come right back up again.
So she's so weak. I mean, it's just getting herself dressed in the morning is a major chore. So normally, you know, she would still be in her pajamas, but she had to get dressed, of course, to go today, so it really took the wind out of her. She's been on the couch quite a bit, and like she said, she's not eating a whole lot. She has no appetite whatsoever, and been trying to keep her hydrated, keep her drinking those G2s. Parking deck here at the Cleveland Clinic is no place for the timid. You gotta kind of know what you're doing here or you're gonna be in trouble. And there's a lot of people here that are in trouble. You get, you know, elderly people that just aren't really that good at driving anyway. And this is very tight, narrow, and it's hard to find a parking spot. Now, I'm only on level 3. And my guess is I'm going to end up almost up on the rooftop of this parking deck, so that'll be like level 6. So I'm not even halfway yet, and kind of stuck with the flow of traffic, which is slow because people will see what they think is a spot that they can get into, and they'll stop and they'll try backing in or pulling in, and they realize they can't fit, and the whole time they're just holding up traffic. So I just keep going till it opens up, because the higher you go, the more spaces that are open, and just the easier it's going to get. I dropped V off at the front, and that in itself is congested. There's like a big loop there with the fountain and everything, and you pull around the loop there, and it's like 4 lanes, kind of like an airport, you know, when you pull in a drop off at an airport. And there's people there, flaggers and stuff, telling you where to go and where to park and what do you need. Well, we needed a wheelchair for her, so I called for a wheelchair, and they had me pull over and wait, and pretty soon somebody brought a wheelchair, and they picked her up and took her into the main lobby. So that's where I'm going to meet her after I find a place to park this little puddle jumper. You wouldn't want to bring a big vehicle in here because it could really be an issue trying to find a parking spot. I mean, these parking spots are so tight, my truck would hang halfway out into the aisle and just be an accident waiting to happen. So up we go. You can see the Cleveland skyline over there to the right. Downtown Cleveland. Well, I was right about one thing. Parked on the roof. Now I gotta go find my wife. It's evening already, probably like 6 o'clock, and I think we're ready to go. Here she is. We'll take her home. For now, I had to bring her up to the parking deck in this wheelchair, so I gotta push the wheelchair back to the building, at least take it in the building. I could coast this wheelchair down. I could sit in it and ride it down, but it doesn't have the big wheels like a regular wheelchair. So it'd be kind of hard to pull it to a stop. I'd end up crashing into the wall at the bottom there. I'd go right in the tunnel and fail miserably. And just walk it down, okay? So there is one benefit to roof parking. A beautiful, beautiful view. But it's cold and windy. Finally made it home, and the kitties are hungry. They're like, when are we gonna eat? We've been waiting all day. So what time is it? 7:06 by the stove clock. So all day at the clinic. We just got home. So what happened today?
Well, it was quite a long day. I had a 11 o'clock appointment for follow-up post-surgery, and they checked my stoma and said there was skin irritation. I guess my hair's a mess. Thrush fungus or something around my stoma. So it was raw, and she was not pleased with that. So they changed my bag and treated my skin, and they're going to put an order in for new supplies for me because what I was using was not good for this particular stoma. Then they took out the staples one by one. I counted 9 painful removals, and I did my deep breathing. I did trying to help with the pain. And I told them I felt like crap, that I was very weak. I can walk miles, and I can't make it up the stairs here. I was just so weak and so tired that they said, okay, we're going to check your blood pressure 3 different ways. We're going to do it while you're sitting, while you're standing, and while you're laying down. And they came to the conclusion that my body was happiest sitting or laying down. My blood pressure took a big dip downwards when I stood up. So then they said, okay, we're going to send you for some blood work. And we went downstairs at the clinic, got the blood drawn, went back upstairs, and they said, well, we think that you're dehydrated, so we're going to give you some fluids. And after a liter of fluids, just 1 liter, I lay there for 2 hours. I felt so much better. I got these enormous hunger pains. Now, mind you, I haven't eaten a meal, an actual solid meal, in probably 3 weeks. So Mark ran right away. He jumped on that, and he got me a cheeseburger with ketchup, mustard, and mayo. Oh, my God, it was probably the best burger I ever had. I ate more than half of it, and I kept thinking, okay, am I going to get sick to my stomach? Is this going to come up? I'm still hungry. Should I keep eating? Should I stop? So I kept eating, and so far, so good. So apparently it was just I was severely dehydrated. They gave me a 2nd liter of fluids. And it's like, wow, I went in the kitchen, I could make coffee, and I could move around. I was putting things away. I couldn't do that before. Everything was a major, major chore for me.
So the whole thing was dehydration, and they warned us about that when she came out of surgery. They said, you got to drink a lot of fluids, and they gave us all these weird recipes for hydration drinks, and they all had salt in them.
But the thing is, it's like the nurse said, it's a catch-22 because you know you have to drink and you know you have to eat. But when you're trying to put that in your stomach and you feel like it's going to come back up, you just can't do it. You just, and I had dry heaves. I mean, nothing was there to come up, but I was heaving.
Yeah. So they got the fluids in her. She feels much better. The blood work, I guess, came out okay. There was nothing big on that.
They were still waiting for the potassium. She hadn't got that yet.
Right. So we got to go back tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon. I think we got to probably leave here around noon. We got an appointment up there around 2 o'clock.
And that's for a CT scan. They said the surgeon wants to check my abdomen to make sure that everything is the way it should be.
Well, the surgeon told me she lost her glasses and she wanted to make sure she didn't leave them. Just kidding.
Oh. No wonder I had a stomach ache.
Yeah. So
well, the funny thing is, I kept telling Mark, when I have a colonoscopy, I throw up after the colonoscopy every time. But this time, I did not throw up after it. And I always throw up after anesthetic, something it does to me. And I kept thinking, okay, that's just sitting in my stomach. But I'm like, geez, Friday's going to be 3 weeks. That anesthetic has to be long gone. Yeah. I kept thinking that's why I was nauseous, that I had to throw up anesthetic.
And here all the time she was dehydrated, so... And getting worse, too. And that's one of those things that perpetuates. It doesn't get better. You know, you just drink some water and it's okay.
No.
It doesn't do it. Once you start dehydrating yourself, you're in trouble. And she was in that in trouble spot. So we got her fixed today. And we'll see how she does tonight. And good thing we're going back up tomorrow because they can check and see if she's doing okay. And if not, they'll take other actions from there. But so far, so good.
Long day, though. What is it, like 7 o'clock now? We just got
Yeah,
home.
it's been a
8 hours.
long day. So we're more than happy to be home now. And
Well, actually, we left the house at 9, so we've been gone from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Hi, Jack.
Jackie's glad that we're home.
And the funny thing is, cats know. He kept laying across my stomach. I would come down from the bedroom in the morning, and he would jump up here and just lay right across my stomach, like he knew that it was upset.
Yeah, so he's always on her lap.
Little healer. My little healer cat. You on camera? Oh, you don't want to look, huh?
He's so black, all you can see is his eyeballs. There's another one.
These guys won't leave me alone. They're just so smart, they know.
Smarty Pants Jack. Smarty Pants.
Capone, are you going to be on camera? Yes, Capone? Hi, buddy.